G'day, how you all doing out there? This is Ian Harris from Australia here, aka Ianapolis, your acrylic guru. Did you see that painting up in the opening credits? That's what we're going to do today on this canvas board here. And there's the sizes for everybody who wants to know what size canvas board I'm going to do on today. Alright, now, also, I'll just pull myself aside so we can see the colours going up the screen there, and you can pause it at this stage and get all your colours ready. And get happy, excited, get your cup of coffee going. I've got mine going right here, and we can paint together, eh? Are they gone up yet? Oh, I think they pretty much, oh, excuse me, will have. Alright, let's get into this beautiful painting. And by the end of the painting, I think we'll come up with the name of it, we'll frame it and give it a name, and we'll get it on out there and you can give it a go, alright? Alrighty then, down here on my palette, I'm really happy because I've repainted the back of my glass palette and it looks like a brand new one, eh? Anyway, I've got my flowing white paint that I want to prime up my canvas board with, and I've got some phthalo blue down there, that good sexy phthalo colour. I'm using my clear medium retarder, and at this stage when I'm getting all these paints incorporated onto that canvas up there, I'm using these brushes because I know I want to put that on there, and I'm going to use an applicating brush to get it on there, and then I'll be blending. When I put the phthalo blue on there, I'll be blending with my blending brush or another blending brush, but they're what I'm going to use at this stage. Alright? Okay, before I do anything to that canvas, this canvas board can be a raw canvas board or it can be a primed one already bought from the shop, but still this is the procedure I do. I give it a light spray of water with my squirty bottle. I'm going to grab my white paint and I want to prime this canvas board up. Now when you're doing this, make sure you're in the right frame of mind and you're really happy, because nothing goes better when you're painting and you're in such a happy mood. Now we're going to have an horizon line on this painting. I could have went halfway down or 3/4 of the way down to my horizon line, but at the moment I'm just going to prime the whole board up with that white flowing paint and the retarder mixed into it, and the canvas board being sprayed wet. Alright, there we go, because we're going to put a basic sky in here, or not a basic sky, we're going to put a beautiful sky, something that's, it's up to you how detailed you want to do your sky. Now I've got that brush cleaned and I've got it loaded up again with that phthalo blue and the retarder. So we're going to do a sky now. I don't want it a plain sky, or maybe you do, it's up to you. I just feel like being artistic, so I'm going to do some artistic strokes across the page like that. And they're sort of long X's, just this way I'm doing this. And we'll come down to the horizon line. And then, oh, there's water here, so let's put the water in there as well. We'll just go straight across the board like that. Where's our horizon line? About there. See, now all this is wet. Look how wet that is. That's beautiful and wet. Okay, there's our sky. Now we're going to blend it. So we'll put that brush down. Our brush is dry, ready to blend, and we'll just start blending the atmosphere and the sky colours. We got some whites happening there. Doesn't matter if we come down into that horizon line there. Now when you're blending like this, of course, wipe it on paper towels or rags, and you're dancing that beautiful lady in her dress all over the dance floor, which is your canvas. Alright, look at that, it's so easy and it's fun. The good thing about art is it grows in your mind and becomes such an addictive, fun thing to do. That's the way I find it when I get really excited about art. It becomes like an addiction. So I hope you pause it when you need time. You see my little head in the corner. If you put your cursor over that, it'll tell you to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. That way you can subscribe to my channel and you get updated when I'm uploading new videos. And all these videos are shared onto my Facebook page. Look at that. Hang on, I've got something ugly in there. Get it off the thing. Get off there. I'll blend that back. Right, there's our sky. It's all blended. Alright, now down here on my new glass little palette down here that I made yesterday as well, I've got some good quality structured thick white. It's not the cheap flow white. That's what I'm going to do my clouds out of. So I'm grabbing my hog bristle fan brush. Let me show you something. There's a few different fan brushes you can get, right? I've got these ones here, right? Look at that. Now, some of them are different. Some of them are soft. Look at this one. That's really soft. That one's sort of firm. This one's more tight together and firm. I like using this one for my clouds. Let me show you. This is the one I use, my hog bristle fan brush. I don't really care what the bristles are made out of, but it's got substance and stability in it. Now look at this one. If you're going to use something like this, it's pretty soft. You might get real airy, fairy little clouds. You don't want a fan brush like that. That's if you're doing your clouds with fan brushes. This one's not too bad either. This one's quite a good one. This one's sort of in between. See that? It's a bit softer. And look at the difference between the one that I'm going to use. That one's softer. That one's got more. So what I mean is it's putting more, you can control where it's going. Okay, so before we put our clouds in, we'll put a bit of sweeping, misty sort of clouds way up high into the sky here like that, okay? Just stamp it on, all right? Grab your blending brush and we're going to blend those into the sky colour there, see? Now, if that was that white flow paint, that white wouldn't stand out as good as what it is there. That's it, just that simple. It's up to you how detailed you want your sky. That's just sort of some loose, sweeping, misty clouds high up into this beautiful blue sky. That'll do. All right, now I know I want with this sky, I want the whatever clouds and they're sort of atmosphering down to the waterline. Now we can do our clouds. I'm using the edge of my brush now. I'm sort of putting a few up here in the sky like that, and I want like a big one coming around. I'm twisting my brush, creating some sort of cloud there. That'll do. That was that easy. I'll put that in water. I'm going to grab a blending brush, and these clouds here, we just sort of blend the bottoms, marry them into your painting, sit them down, tickle the tops a bit, wipe your brush. See, it's just turning a white blob into cloud formation. That's it. Another one. We'll get this one going. Up there. Participate out. That's all right. That's what I'm looking for. Now we'll get this one. Blend him. Wipe your brush. Keep wiping that brush. We'll get that down into the sky there. Tickle the top a bit. Come out here a bit. Blend him. See, this retard has helped me be able to blend that like that. Alright, my horizon line's somewhere here. So what I'll do is I'll get something in front of that. I'm going to crisscross and put some cloud formation here, just something I've got to blend down into the atmosphere. Okay, I'll start there, grab that brush again, and like I've showed you before, from about 3/4 under halfway down, blend it, tapping and twisting and bringing it down into your atmosphere there. And it's put this cloud in front of that cloud, which is what you want. It's not going to be a realism painting. We're just doing a piece of art here, and it's going to look quite all right to the eye. That's the main thing. When people look at it, they'll go, "I like that. Who painted it?" And you can say, "I did." All right, see, we're bringing those clouds down, tickle the tops. Now see, that's coming down to the atmosphere beautifully. I don't want to try and carry on with it. Leave it alone. Put some more there. What I mean by put some more there is just like that. Grab your blending brush and then blend that down to your atmosphere. Do it in layers if you have to. And that's going to come to the water horizon line there. So what I've done, I've added that little bit of detail there just by doing another row. And we're going to put some more over here. So this can just be crisscross the way I've done them before, just like that. The blending will bring the greys, or not the greys, the shadow tones into your cloud there. See what it's done? It's brought the sky colour into it. Tickle the top a little bit, wipe your brush, and it's just the way you go again. Be sure, I want to keep it in front of that one there. Just, oh, well, I've lost that bit now. I'm going to create the bottom here. There we go. See that bit there? I just want to tickle that a little bit. That's it. Now, just to finish that one off, we'll put something in front of it as well. And blending just the bottom half of that bit that you just put on down. Okay? And it's so easy to do clouds when you know how. You'll be going, oh my God, why didn't I do it this way all the time? I had a frustratingly hard time trying to do clouds when I started to paint, and learning from other tutorialists and picking up your own habits and putting 2 and 2 together and common sense. It all came to me. There we go. There's our sky. Okay, if you haven't caught up yet, just pause it and get your way through it so you've caught up to this stage here, okay? And by the way, check out the link in the description below, because there's a link to my Patreon page. I'm trying to get that out there so people can jump on board and help support my content and get me in front of you a lot more often, okay? And make sure you don't neglect your coffee. Nothing worse when you're doing a painting and you're painting away and you've drunk half of your coffee and you're getting excited and carrying on, and all of a sudden, oh, it's gone off, it's gone cold. You've neglected your coffee. Don't neglect your coffee. It's that easy. Oh. Right, we're going to do the water now. So our horizon line is going to be just under that bit there that I've created atmosphere to. Alright, if you don't have turquoise colour for your water, I've added some green. I've got the blue there. I'll grab a brush to mix it up, and you'll get a bit of turquoise out of this. Mixing it up. So you probably can't see it until we add a bit of white. Let's add a bit of white to there. See, we've got sort of a greeny turquoisey colour there. So that's our deep section. Okay, so I want to keep the cloud, then I've got some misty atmosphere under it, so I want to keep some of that before I get to the horizon line. I don't want to bring it right up to the cloud. So if we can keep a straight line, you can use masking tape here. Okay, and we'll blend this into the... Let's get that straight again. That'll do. Stay away from that top now. Alright, I've added a bit more blue to that mixture because that's a bit green there. Yeah, see, that's what I want. And we'll get this to there. And now, that's the bit where I added the blue to. You add more white. Let's get some white. We'll add some more white to that. And we're going to tone it up with some lighter and whiter colour. And then we'll, yeah, see that? See what we've done? we're just creating our water here. Get that up there. Alright, put that brush down. Grab your brush you want to blend that with, and we'll just blend all that now. Blending it together. Wipe your brush. And we're blending it into that front bit there. We've got to put a shoreline on front of this, so don't worry about that blue at the front there. Alright, I'm just going to drag it across. That'll do it. Beautiful. Now I want to use a little flathead brush for this. I'll get more control out of it, alright? Now I've got proper, I had some turquoise, or phthalo turquoise actually, in a tube. If you're going to do ocean ones, buy yourself some proper turquoise, because when you mix it, if you're a beginner, you could have trouble. Now I've got my turquoise here, and I've got the white, alright? And then we're going to work out the wave. Alright, so we've got our turquoise, and we've added some white to it, just to lighten it up a bit. And we'll use this to create the wave. So we'll start from about here, come across, and work it out where it's going to go. Sort of come up there, wipe your brush. Now if you feel that this is mudding up, dry your piece. And then we're going to create our wave coming down here. I might have to dry this, I'll see how it goes, see how much I can get out of it. And then virtually the wave's going to come and participate all the way out here. I hope it's picking up this light piece here. Alright, now let's see if it'll put that in there. We'll stamp all this on. Yeah, what I'll do, see it's mudding up. This is what acrylics can do. I'm going to blow dry that. Alright, we've blow dried that and we're going to put that paint back on. So we're putting our lighter colour in here. Now have yourself another smaller brush. Hang on, let me just create the top of this wave here. We're going to get it a bit up here a bit. See, because I wanted the water behind this wave darker than what it is. So we'll get that there. I've dried it, but not 100%, and I'll tell you why I didn't dry it 100%, because when we're putting this, I'll get it mixed on the brush a bit better. When we're putting it on, right, say like the eye of the wave and whatnot, we'll do it in layers. You want to grab another brush. I've got a little filbert one, and you want to, you know, tickle it into that colour there so it's blending. Okay, that's why I didn't dry it 100%. Okay. Yeah. All the way along there. Just to where it's participating out. Come on. And then we'll grab that other little brush, wipe it, and tassel it, tickle it, pull it, blend it into that other colour there. Follow your strokes. See, I'm not just doing it like this. I'm sort of looking for the strokes that are in the painting. It's all thinking. You learn, the more you do, the better you get at these sort of things. Okay, that same paint, I've just added more white and toned it brighter with some more white, because we want to start getting this eye area worked out. So we'll find out where it's going to go, about there. Grab that other brush you've been using, little filbert or something, and tickle it, fade and marry them together. Okay. And then up here. Alright, we've got to add some more along the front of that wave there. Alright, let's get some more about here somewhere. Get it up there. And we'll run out about there. Alright. Now we'll get that blended into there as well. Dance it, tickle it. If you like doing waves, if you think, oh, I like waves, I'm having a wave moment, study more waves and learn how to do them and practice them and study them, and then get out there and pull your easel out and a canvas and start painting a wave into a seascape or something. Probably need some more out here, a bit wider. Okay, let's sort of tickle and dance that. Is my camera on yet? Tickle and dance that through the water. And don't forget, like I said before, don't neglect your coffee. Okay, that phthalo turquoise, I'm getting that. I've cleaned my little brush, I'm getting that. And we're going to create the top of the wave. We'll bring him over here. The white's what's going to separate all this. Bring it up to there a bit. We want some darkness under there, not too much. Get some more on your brush. Feed it along here in a bit of a way. We'll get all this. Because under the whitewash of a wave, you need these shadows. Shadows, and they're what make your paintings come to life. All right, I'm trying to create the darkness under this wave, so when we put the white on there, everything puts itself behind and in front where it should be. All right, we're not using retarder in this. I've got a little bit of blue and I want to mix up some white. Okay. Very baby blue if I can get it. All right, now I'm using my fan brush, and that baby blue, I'm just sort of scattering it in that sort of a fashion, but I'll do a bit at a time. I'll grab my filbert and I want to bleed that into the ocean there, and then we'll slowly bring it forward. I'm just doing a bit at a time in case it gets a bit chalky and dry. We've got time to move with this. Now I've put just white on my brush, and we'll bring this front. It's probably going to turn blue still because that blue's wet. I've got to get some sandy colour in here. I'll do this first. I've grabbed some yellow oxide on that fan brush, and I want to fan where I want the water coming up onto the shoreline. Get it on there, blend that, get some more on there. Wipe this fan brush and get some white on it now so we can lighten that up. Okay, wipe it. And then use this or another brush to blend that into the water there. All right, how we going? We all having fun there? I hope so. Now we're going to put the white into this wave to make that wave finish, or to finish that wave off, and then we'll put some whitewash on the front here. We're getting there, we're almost at the end. I better finish the rest of my coffee. Okay. Alright, so I'm grabbing a, where's my monitor there? I'm grabbing a small flat-headed brush, alright, and I'm going to use that to crisp the white on the wave. Alright, we'll start from about here. Might have to do this in a few coats. Now this line is going to come down virtually here. Make it all participating around about there. You need the shadow under it. I've slightly dirtied this white so it's not pure white. I've just, you know the powder blue white that I made? I've sort of mixed some of that with it so as it's not quite white, because you really, towards the end, you want to be able to highlight these. And we'll bring this out here, and we'll bring this all the way to a point and participate it out into nothing right there. How's that looking in the monitor? That's getting there. Alright, when I look at it in the monitor, it gives me a good idea of how it's looking. You know when you look at something and you squint your eyes? Now I'm lightly touching here, lightly, because we got some, now we'll get this sort of thin. I want to come thin across here now. Very, very thin. Yeah, like that. Very lightly. And thin. I've got to talk loud though, so you hear me. Probably got some. That's there. Something like that. Now this here's got a lot of foamy. Let's get that dirtier white. Wipe your brush and we'll sort of foam that up. Foam him up, foam him up. Now we've just got the lightest up the top here as well. Just sort of merge it, wipe it. It's just adding a little bit more detail and quality to your paint, or painting. Alright, that's good there. Anything else that needs, you know, maybe I'll probably let these dry too much now. Yeah, they've dried too much. I'm using pure white now, and I want to just get bits of this. Is it picking it up on the monitor? Bits of this white over that dirty white. Probably such a small wave, it's not going to be that noticeable, but if you did a bigger wave, whenever you do your whites, try and keep them a little bit dirty so you can just highlight them with the most purest of white. We'll come over here, we'll sort of get some lines there and then quickly blend it, because this is very chalky and dry, you see. Got to do it straight away. Now what I want to do is grab that white, I'm going to water it down a little bit just with my brush, and I'll put some bands here of, you know, the washing up. Go like that. The top of it, participate it back into the ocean there. Just do a bit at a time so it don't dry on you. And over here. Yeah, a little bit at a time. A bit more. Try and keep it in perspective, these. Don't make them too upside down umbrellas or like U's. Participate it back into the water. Leave the sharp edge on it, just participate it back. The more often you do this, you'll get a lot better at it. You can virtually use 2 brushes at a time, and you can be, you know, you're virtually putting it on. Can you see that? And then the top bit, you're participating it back into the water there. See there? And you're leaving that sharp edge. Put them on. And pull it back. you've got to get it on there. Try not to dig into your paint. Some of mine was digging in. Alright, that'll do it. You can keep going with this until the cows come home, but you get the gist of what I'm doing. You're creating a lot of water splashing up. Okay, I've got my script liner and I've mixed up the turquoise and the blue to make this really dark colour, because I don't want to use black. Very lightly, let's just find some thin shadows under this whitewash. And this sort of sinks it down so it doesn't look like it's floating on your painting. Get some over here. Just jiggle your brush along, shake it around a bit, try and get it a natural look. Where it's broken up, stop and start with it. This is another part you can learn the more you do. You get excited about doing them. Trying to keep the perspective of the painting as well, so it's not looking crooked. How's that looking in the monitor? Yeah, this is just kind of sitting it down. I like it when I can look in my monitor and see how it's looking. Just break it up here and there. You don't want these being nice, neat, all joined together lines. See how I've just sort of tasseled it along, just the way it would do in nature. Probably some dark bits in there. Now we're ready just to put a foreground palm. Okay, a little tip. When you're using a script liner, I don't know if anyone's told you or not, but what I do with your script liner is, as soon as you're finished using it, wash it straight away delicately so you're not ruining the ends of it. Wash it and dry it. A good way to dry them is, once you've rubbed it in a rag, is get a paper towel and squeeze it between there, and then put it back in your rack, your jar or wherever, and that way it'll last a lot longer. Because in my past I have treated my script liners very illy and they don't last long. So I've just learnt simply, you're using your script liner, wash it out, wipe it, put it away. It's a delicate brush, you need to look after a bit better than the other ones, alright? Alright, let's put a palm in here. Now I've grabbed my raw umber and I've toned it with some white. I want to come up here, sort of, I've dried this painting by the way before I started this. Probably about there. Alright, that's me trunk. So let's get some shadows. Let's get this trunk in a bit thinner at the top, and we can come a bit thicker down here. I've mixed it up with the brush, and you can see that it's not 100% mixed. So it's creating some values into the trunk there. Come right off the page there. Now if I didn't dry the background, you probably would have got bits mudding up. Alright, now down here, there's my raw umber. I put a bit of white to tone it a bit. Now I want to get a bit more white. I'll do it here at the end of the... So you can leave little puddles of different tones. A great artist, I don't know personally, but I know of. I watch a lot of other artists too and get hints and tips. And I saw a great artist, Mark Waller, do this. He uses acrylics. He does a lot of really, really good artwork. And because that's lighter, I want to sort of get this on the right side of our trunk there, or the left side, but the right side. The right side is meaning the correct side. Get on there. Okay. Chisel the brush a bit so as I can get more control over that. And I'm sort of coming around with this just to create the roundness of the palm trunk. What I said before about getting shadows correct in a painting, I'm using the raw umber with nothing in it just to give this trunk some shadow on this side. Maybe a bit up here. Bit more. Where else can we put some? Just so this side's a lot darker than our brighter side. That'll do it. I'm going to wipe that brush. This is just a minor. And I want to sort of brush that through so it doesn't look like it was blobbed on there by a 5-year-old. That'll do it. Back down here on my small canvas, I've got forest green and I've got a yellow green. So I'm going to use my flathead brush, little small flat brush, and that's going to be my palm leaves. Now on my flat little chiseled brush, I've got my dark forest green, and I'm going to get some of these palm leaves. Just like that. I've done these before. They're quite simple and easy for beginners. Get something coming down about here maybe. Try and make a wheel of them, but in the same time don't make them look too uniform. Now thicken up the inside again. Don't leave the inside all skinny and Ethiopian looking. Make it busy, bits sticking out, coming up. We can probably put another leaf there. Get it a bit busy. Now I've just grabbed a little bit of blue, mixing with that, just to give it some darker depth in there. Yeah, see there? Alright, that'll do, not too much. I want to clean that brush. Now I'm getting the yellow green on there and we're going to highlight these, okay? I haven't dried that. Let's see if we need to. We might need to give some of these some highlights. See what's happening? Just bits of it here and there. And we're highlighting those palms over the darker green, so it's created depth in our palm tree. Right, I'm wiping that brush. I feel I've lost some of the darkness in the middle there, so I'll stab it back. I've wiped the brush again. I'm grabbing the yellow green again. Tad of white I've put on it, which is going to put bits, yeah, there we go, bits in front. Just that tad of white's brightening it up a bit. Just in places. That'll do. Now I'm just grabbing my little paint pen, priming it up, and I'll put my autograph in the corner here. Alright, we'll put a frame on that and see how she looks. I think I've got my frame down here. Let's set that on there. There we go, we've got our sky, we've got our palm tree with some shadows in it and colour. It's not just black and green, we've got a bit of a wave and a bit of a foreshore here, okay? That's not too shabby, eh? Alright, I hope you like that quick and easy exercise for you beginners out there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and share it, and have a look at my Patreon page on my Facebook and become a patron, okay? Tell a friend if you like what I do, but if you don't, tell everybody. All the best, goodbye, good luck, and good on you.